Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of That's the T-Sis. I'm your host, Noah, and hope you guys are all doing well. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Autism Awareness Month and why it is imperative that we should educate ourselves on what the spectrum is and accept autistic people as beautiful human beings. So make sure you guys grab yourself a comfy hoodie or a blanket and get yourself some tea or water and get cozy, because it's time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like other kids on the spectrum, I too am on the spectrum, and I'm grateful to be on it. I truly am. Autism Awareness Month is the time where we gather around and uplift and support autistic people's voices and educate people on what it is and break the stigma of what the spectrum isn't. It is like a video game in a way, because some people on the spectrum may be on different levels. None of that high functioning or low functioning, crap. It's just different levels. People are at different, speeds, if that makes sense, in their life. Some people on the spectrum may be sensitive to light or loud noises. Some people on the spectrum may even be, like myself, live on a schedule. And if there is a change in the schedule, then it may affect them mentally, because, people on the spectrum like to just keep it organized and not really a huge fan of change. And I just want to give a shout out to the people on the spectrum who turn obstacles and change it into opportunities. You guys are just beautiful people. You truly are. And for anyone who does not accept you the way that you are, all of your flaws, please know that you have a place here on That's the T-Sis. Wherever you come from, you are loved and you are welcomed with open arms. You guys are awesome. I did not know that I was on the spectrum until in 2020. And when my mom told me that I was on the spectrum, my universe flipped and life made sense for me, because I've always felt different from everybody growing up, going into middle school and high school. And I just couldn't figure out the one thing as to why I felt different. Now, it is not on my mom. It is not on her. She has explained it to me before, what autism spectrum is, but I did not understand it. And by the way, people on the spectrum process information differently, just to let you know. Even though I am on the spectrum, I know that I am still a living human being, like you. We are all living under the same sky. It is simple as that. As someone who is on the spectrum, we are the most beautiful and loving and kind human beings you will ever meet. Some people on the spectrum are deep thinkers at life. They will see the small things in everything. They feel the big things in the small things. And they have this connection with life, what it truly is to live, and the deep connection with nature and animals, seeing it from a different perspective, and just treating you with kindness and love. And I'm not saying that people on the spectrum are superior than people who aren't. No. It's all shared love. Everybody is inclusive. And it just makes me more grateful to be on it. People on the spectrum are also not accepted into society as today. You know, they'll be judged, they'll be bullied, called names, and just not understood as to why they behave the way they behave. So it is imperative that, yes, we educate ourselves on what the spectrum is, but also try to understand as to why people on the spectrum act the way they act and feel the way they feel. Maybe a bit difficult to understand, yes, but at least you're learning something along the way. An opinion that I want to give is the logo for the autism spectrum. Now, the logo that has been used for years is the puzzle piece. Now, as a little kid, I didn't have much of an opinion on symbols and especially the puzzle piece until now. Now, I look at the puzzle piece and I think, why is the puzzle piece used to represent the autism spectrum? Like, what does it do? You know what I mean? And other organizations are using it. A big one is Autism Speaks, which I have come to find out that they are a hate group. They are not great people, not respectful. They only donate one donation and just cause a lot of harm and trauma to the people on the spectrum. It is disgusting. It really is. I have looked up, I have my computer with me, just let you know what I'm looking at, what symbol is being used now. I really like the symbol that is being used right now, which is the infinity symbol. And it asks why is on the internet, why is the infinity symbol for autism? And according to Wikipedia, it states, the rainbow-colored infinity symbol represents the neurodiversity movement and includes the total spectrum of both neurodivergent and neurotypical people. It indicates that neurological differences are a natural occurrence of people. So basically, it's kind of saying, if I can get somehow a summary of it, that it represents the neurodiversity, meaning like it's being inclusive for everybody, whether you are neurodivergent or neurotypical, and the differences make it stronger, and again, just inclusive and loving. And the color is not just one, shade. It's not the dang blue. It is a rainbow color, and I really enjoy that. And there's another picture that says accept, understand, love. I also wanted to add on earlier that to not only educate yourself, which is imperative as well, but to also accept and love people who are on the spectrum, because again, we are not accepted for who we are today, and we just want love. We just would like love. That's all we appreciate, and that's how we live. Thank you guys so very much for checking out this episode. I hope you guys were able to learn what it really means to be on the spectrum and why it is imperative that we educate ourselves on what the spectrum is, what autistic people go through, and to just accept them for who they are, and to give them the utmost love and respect and uplift their voices. Let them be heard. Let them feel important. And the last thing to summarize is people on the spectrum are also human beings. I love you guys so very much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Please take care of yourselves, and remember, you matter big time. Bye.